Okay, we're back again, happy campers. We're up to our third and final day of talking about certain phrases or cliches that might make a difference in our lives if we think about them a little bit and apply them in a certain fashion that will help us along. So, I want to welcome you to the coffee break and remind you to start off that we're trying to post something every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And if you're listening and want to be a part of the conversation and want to contribute, you can do so by hitting that subscribe button and sharing the channel with other people. Hit the notification bell so you get the notification when I post a new conversation. Give me a thumbs up if you like the videos, and always post a comment below so that I can read those and we can continue that conversation with each other. And find out other things that are worth talking about. If we share our ideas and our thoughts and use this as a safe place to do so, then we can discover more about ourselves and how we think about things and what's important and what's not important. You know, I just do this coffee break series because I just want to think out loud and talk out loud, not necessarily because I'm voicing a very strong opinion one way or another about anything or anyone or any situation or event, but more because I just want to have a better understanding of what's going on, just to make sense out of it a little bit and move forward from there. So I hope you will continue to join the conversation with me and become a subscriber to the channel. So with that in mind, let's get on to today's phrase. This is the last phrase I want to talk about this week in this series of phrases. And it started with me listening to a message online. Some pastor was doing a message about, I'm done. And my immediate thought about that was, oh, I certainly have had that feeling before. Oh, I'm just done. I'm done with this. I'm going to move on and walk on kind of situation, which we've talked about in the last video a little bit too. You know, just don't jump the gun and walk away. You know, it ain't over till it's over. Give it a chance. But sometimes you've given it a chance and it's time to move on. And one of the first things that I find that caught my funny bone anyway, that I'd like to share with you, is that when I think of the two words, I'm done, it takes me back to something in my childhood, and I think it had to do with my mother when I would say, you know, I'm done. Are we done yet? Is it done yet? Then I would be corrected by a funny phrase that would say, if you're done, then let's take you out of the oven. Because that's the proper way of using the word done. You know, if you're done, we're going to take you out of the oven now. Your goose is cooked. Anyway, but the proper phrasing would be, I'm finished. Are we finished with this situation? And here in this year, we're not finished with the situation yet. No, we're just trying to go day to day and figure it all out. And so when he started talking about the ideology behind I'm done, it is something that we all think about, you know. You're being pushed too far. When are you pushed too far or so far that you draw the line? You say, I gotta go. You have crossed my boundaries and I cannot allow that to continue happening anymore. I cannot participate in this or contribute to this situation anymore. I've got to make a change. And that's what I hear in the ideology of I'm done. You know, and some people do this with terms of divorce, for example. I was sitting on my leg. I have to change positions here. And I'm too low, so I gotta switch to the other leg, so because the chair's not high enough. Anyway, I digress. I just needed to change positions here, so excuse me for that. Anyways, you know, when do you walk to, or not walk to, but walk away from a situation and move on? And that's been really a core theme throughout this whole week of discussions on these other phrases, which started out this week with "this too shall pass," And then the last video we talked about it ain't over till it's over, or the fat lady sings, to this point where it says, I'm done. I'm finished. And I don't think we're done. I don't think we're finished. I don't think it's over. You know, I don't think that we're past it either. So, and when I say it, that covers a lot of territory. I'm sure you'll agree. But what does it mean for you to say, I'm done? For me, it means it's time to make a change, it's time to move on. And I think we're getting to that point where a lot of folks, in our country anyway, are ready to make a change, or at least make every effort to make that change possible before deciding what they're going to do next, or what will happen next, or how they should respond, lest they overreact to whatever's going on in our country and our community and in our world that we live in. I mean, the thing that I want to remember is that I'm kind of, I guess, middle of the road kind of guy. I don't believe in one extreme or the other, because usually it takes you down paths that you don't really want to go. And so kind of being middle of the road makes a lot more sense to me, because then you're being more practical in your decision-making processes, and you're trying to be supportive and helpful to not just yourself, but everyone that you love and care for and that's around you, and you're more considerate of other things outside of yourself. So when I think of I'm done, it's finished, it's like, you know, from a Christian point of view, if you go back and you look at even the persecution of Christ, you know, it wasn't over for him until he said it was over. It is finished, right? And then even from there, it wasn't done. He came back and was resurrected 3 days later, according to the theology. And if you're a Christian type of person, you're gonna understand what that means. And if that's not something you're into, then you still probably have an understanding of what it means to be done and finished, and then to still be going on and on with a situation. So this comes down to, when do you make that decision, and should you make that decision when you make it? Kind of touched on this on the last video, and I kind of wonder what y'all think about that. How it works for you. When you say you're done, how far have you been pushed? Or are you just someone who just reacts automatically and kind of thinks, flips the script automatically and doesn't really think about the bigger picture? You just sort of think about right this second. And I like to think that, for me, I want to give things a chance in life, and I want to try to work through them if I choose to be a part of them. Or even if I don't choose to be a part of something, I just have to be a part of it, then I still want to give it a chance to work, because eventually, at least in our country, if you don't like the circumstances you're in, then you can turn around and walk away and say, I'm done, and that's that. And that can be a good thing. However, if it's too soon, maybe it's not a good thing. Just weighing your checks and balances, again, is what we're coming back to there. These three phrases this week have meant a lot to me personally, because they go hand in hand with one another, and it puts you in that position to think about things, to really concentrate, ponder, be contemplative about, meditate on what's important to you, how you feel about certain things. And I think this time is this year in particular has been a time for us to do that. We can be mindful, we can be thoughtful, we can be prayerful, we can take the time to be with ourselves and our loved ones and try to find the value and get back to the basic core of who we are as individuals and as groups and as human beings. This is really a humanitarian set of questions that we're dealing with this week, or not questions, but phrases that really give us a chance. This year has given us a chance to sit and say, no, I don't like this. No, I don't believe in this. This isn't working. What can we do to make it better? And then hopefully we can work towards getting beyond it by making some decent little changes individually. You know, we all contribute to the part of the whole, you know. So what are we contributing if we're just ignoring things? Let's not ignore things. It isn't done. It isn't finished yet. Not until it's time. So let's take that idea and really think on it. Let's take all this week's phrases and really think about them and how they apply to ourselves, and not just ourselves, but other people, and the entirety of our communities and our country and our global interactions. You know, how do you want to be represented? How do you want to go forth into another community that you're not directly a part of? We're all breathing the same air. We all have to do the same thing by putting our pants on one leg at a time. We go to sleep, we get up, we have a day, we eat, we all have to go to the bathroom. I mean, we're eating foods from the planet. I mean, this is all we know that is our basic core. Are we getting our needs met? And is it finished to the point where we have no other options and no other choices? And I don't believe that's true. So that's what I want to think about this week. I want to end on that note and really think about all these phrases, and I'd love to hear what you have to say about that. So again, if you have any comments, please put them in the comment box below. If you have any other ideas you want to talk about in the near future, please put those in the comment box below, and we will get to those conversations. I really enjoy having this time to think out loud and talk out loud and just sort of share ideas with you. And I'm hopeful that you will come back and be a part of that conversation. And I look forward to it. And until we get together next time, you have a great day, and I'll see you then. Bye now.